Hello, everyone. Welcome to another day, another live. I'm your host, Wolf Alpha KOTW. We are here today because we're going to be doing some questions and answers. If you guys have any questions for me about myself personally, about the game, about anything, ask away. I'm here to answer your questions. Now, without further ado, here we go. We're going to continue on our live. We have all that stuff. Okay. I keep forgetting we're beside a river. Yeah. Is it? Oh yeah, it is 7 more days until Valgaro. I cannot wait. Valgaro is definitely going to be really fun to go to. Which is going to be very hard to actually start building because a lot of people are going to go straight there. Mostly because a lot of people go a little crazy for Valgaro, mostly because it's easy to get ice wyverns. I couldn't read that whole comment you put up because it wasn't showing up. Not all of it, but it was showing up partially. Give me 1 second. Because it was. Half the time, yeah. Not all of it, but it was showing up. I did not hit play on you. Jeez. I hit play on the music. Sorry for the sniffling, guys. My allergies got a little bit crazy today. But yeah, it might not even launch on time. It might take a little while to actually fully launch. And if it does, yay! That'd be awesome. If not, oh well. What can you do? What is this, rockets? It is rockets. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just checking something. Okay. So, yeah, that could actually work too. Okay. Yeah, he was definitely full of it. Jeez. Oh. Can it stop putting it in my hotbar? What's this one? Oh! Oh yeah. That's what I was hoping for. Awesome. We get more of these, that would be fantastic. I forgot I had Xena. Alright. So. Anybody has any questions for me about anything? Anything at all? I forgot I need to raise you guys. Any questions? Any at all? That's empty. That's empty. What is going on? Why am I getting stuck now? What the heck? This isn't good. And they're not even done raising. I think I have a little bit too much creatures that I'm raising. I think it's time to go on a bit of a meat run. I know I don't like doing it on one times because one times it's actually, it takes so long, but since it actually does need to be happening, it does actually really need to get it done. Please say you have this imprint. Yes! You are this character's imprinted one. Alright. Okay. Let's go do this. Let's go do this quick meat run. I didn't notice how bad it was on the food part. I do not like the Vickers. Not the triggers. Dilophosaurus. Dilophosaurus are so annoying. Also, if you guys don't know, 2 days ago on Sunday, it was Happy Hobbit Day. It was a celebration of New Zealand, of all the stuff that the studios have done for their country. Or their, not country, state, whatever, province, I don't know what they call it. But did the filming in their area, made amazing scenery, showed how much scenery there is and how lively it looked. And they left one of the sets after they did The Hobbit. They left it built, and the people of New Zealand were so grateful. They decided to make a little bit of a holiday. And that's what you call Happy Hobbit Day. Oh, that's definitely a mod that put on. Oh, okay, that's looks so weird. Did they finally open this? They did. They finally opened this area. I'm excited. Now I can actually do my regular meat runs. Look at that. It's completely opened. Open for business. Because I used to come down here just to do meat runs. And it was good. It was good timing in here. So I can definitely say, with Hobbit Day, since it came around, I was planning to go stream on Ark and actually build one of the structures in that movie. Show you guys how to build it and all that. But then I thought, there's already a map that shows it. I was gonna re-download that and actually show you guys exactly what each place on that map, so you guys know when it comes back out on official, you guys will know exactly where to go and how to find these. One of the spots, you can't really find it. The spot is actually... Okay, I'm getting attacked by a frog. Seriously? Why is my stem going down? Like... excuse me. Is it because I'm affected by something? And for how long? It doesn't say if I'm affected by something, but now it's gone. All right. Continuing on this meat run. Good tune too. Very good too. Wait, am I already by these? Oh, these are someone else. Oh, I know where I'm at. All right. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. Okay, since no one is in here on this live right now, I might just actually ask a few questions that I have gotten on TikTok and on Twitch and on here, on messages from certain people asking me certain questions. So, one of the questions is, where do I live? Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to fully answer that question, but all I'm going to say is I live in Canada on the West Coast. I'm not going to say exactly where in the West Coast. But the West Coast is where I live, and I've lived for all my life. Another question is that I have received: what do I do for a living? Right now, I'm in between stuff. Right now, I'm working on a part-time job until I figure out exactly what I want to do for the rest of my life. Another question I've gotten before is, do I have, what was it? Do I have any pets? I used to. At the time when that question was asked, I did have a pet. Unfortunately, we did have to put him down. He was very, very sick. But also part of that question was, what was your pet's name? His name was Ben. We always call him Benny. He responded to that name a lot more, so we kept calling him Benny. He was my dog. He was just an amazing dog. Technically, on paper, he was actually my dad's dog, but at heart, he was my dog. He was always following me around and always being near me all the time. Ooh, Rex. Let's actually see what trait you get. No. I don't think I need that one. Another question I got, have I ever got any of my build designs from watching other YouTubers or anything like that? One of my buildings, yes. On one of the building designs that I've done, that's the longhouse, my very first design, I got it from watching a YouTuber, but he was doing a modded custom one at the time, so I couldn't do exactly how he did it, because how he did it, it pretty much, it really looked like it was rounded instead of look like flat and triangled, which I'm hoping Wildcard actually listens to this. Please add round freaking foundations, that'd be freaking awesome. It'll make building designs a whole lot more better on here. But besides that, there was another question, is what is my favorite dinosaur? Now, I was thinking of this for quite some time, and I've had multiple people ask this on my lives. I've had multiple people asking me in my my Q&As on TikTok. I also have it where people ask me on my on Twitch while I was also on live. Now, there is a lot of creatures, a lot of dinosaurs that I do like. There are mostly the top 3. And the reason is, one of them is, and this is my very top one, the Spinosaurus. The Spinosaurus, I just totally enjoy. The reason why I like it is because technically it was. The first movie I saw with my aunt was Jurassic Park 3. When I saw that with her, I was so freaked out at the Spinosauruses, but it was so freaking cool at the same time. I liked it a lot. My mom wasn't happy with her because I was freaked out for a while, but I wasn't freaked out that I was terrified. I was freaked out because it was such a good movie. The second one is the Raptors. And if you guys are wondering is it the Raptors on Jurassic Park? No. Well, kind of yes and kind of no. The Raptors I am talking about is a certain type of raptor that was in my dinosaur book. It was talking about how they were pack hunters. They were always sticking together. Children will stay with their parents throughout their whole lives. When I first read about it, I was like, this is actually kind of cool. I like this, that they would stick together. Because it's kind of like another creature. There's not another animal that I love. And I will be getting to that. Actually, it's an orca. Orcas are one of my favorite animals. The other dinosaur, and the reason why I don't remember why, it was such a long time ago, Stegosaurus. Stegosauruses were one of my favorites, mostly because they were very cool. They had plates that defended them, and also spikes on their back that they can, or spikes on their tails that they can use to attack. It was always cool to actually read about those as well as watch them on Jurassic Park. When I saw them on Jurassic Park, I was like, Yes! One of my favorite dinosaurs. But as I was also saying, the raptors before. The raptors on here on Ark, they are the ones that I love. Because they were also in my book at the time. Another question I had is what my favorite creature on Ark as of today. Now, there are a lot of creatures on here. So many creatures that you can't really pick one. One of them I have definitely liked ever since I started playing this new one is definitely the Karchas. Now, it used to be the Giganotosaurus. It used to be one of them. But since the Giganotosaurus has a bad habit of enraging and pretty much almost wiping out your whole entire thing, it is definitely like, I like it that you can do a lot of damage, but and this is the big but, no pun intended. But the Karchas are if you want a big creature to do drops, if you want to have a big creature on defending your base, definitely Karchas, because they can heal. Hey Umbra, how's it going? But the other creature besides Karchas is definitely... That's good. On Old Ark, it was definitely the Shadowmane. Shadowmanes were one of my favorite creatures. Mostly because you can explore the whole map with very easily. You don't have to worry about so much. So when they brought out the Pyromanes, I thought it would be just as good. Pyromanes are good, yes, but they're not as good as Shadowmanes were. Shadowmanes were just fantastic creatures. Dang it. Yeah, I know you're attacking. Man, oh man. Couldn't read that whole thing. Pyromanes are good. They're not better than Shadowmanes. Shadowmanes you can actually do. You can take out a whole freaking army of creatures with just one Pyromane. Yes, the Pyromane has an AoE attack, but it's not as big AoE attack. But they are Pyromanes are another creature is my favorites. The other one is Hyaenodons. Hyaenodons are no doubtedly one of my favorites, especially if you're using it to do meat runs. And I go on meat runs a lot. Sometimes my wife goes like, you don't need to do this many meat runs. Have you seen the stuff that we were raising? We have freaking 2 cartridges, 2 gigas, just non-stop raising. Because I want to get them done. And she goes like, oh, true. She's also been asking for some Hyaenodons, which I have been breeding it for her, but she has not raised them. I think she's kind of waiting until the extra life event, but she's going to lose the imprints. So what I think I'm just going to do is I'm going to let them out, let them raise. So her Hyaenodons could be done by the time extra life event hits. There's a lot of creatures she's actually not raising at this moment because she wants to wait until extra life events. And a lot of them are freaking bloody wyverns. Well, I saved that Ovis. The other creature that I like on Ark is definitely a griffin. Griffins are one of my favorites on here. On old Ark, I had about 4 cryo fridges full of nothing but griffins. She could also hang on, I couldn't read that. Didn't stay up long enough. Yeah, if we had the Oasisaurus still. Our Oasisaurus decided to starve to death, even though we already fed the dang thing. And I'm not joking, we fed it, and then not even 2 days later, it decides to starve to death. In my head, I'm going, are you kidding me? Because, dear Lord, that was such a pain to deal with. From the new bench. Wait, you can do imprints from the bench? From that lab thing? How the heck do you do that? I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay, I did not know that. That is new to me. That is definitely totally new to me because I never even knew you could actually do that. I still don't know everything about this game. I'm still learning about it. Especially some of the Bob's Tales stuff. Holy mackerel, a lot of the Bob's Tales stuff is crazy. But another creature that I like. Oh, I kind of figure it takes element shards. But another creature that I like, and this creature only comes out during the Winter Wonderland, which I cannot wait, is for Santa Raptors. Or, not Santa Raptors, sorry. Elf Jaboas. Oh, those things are cute. And deadly. Very, very deadly. Those are one of my favorite event ones. But we're not going to get into that very much. They're just kind of cool and cute at the same time. Let's see. What other creatures? There's another creature. Oh, the new gators, the big ones. Those things are freaking cool. Really? Huh. Interesting. Oh, I just got another questionnaire on TikTok from somebody. What is my favorite place to visit? Ooh, that is a good question. My favorite place to visit at the time, at this moment, would definitely be Japan. Japan was my favorite place to visit. I always said back then, like this was 10 years ago, I said within 10 years, I would definitely come back. It's been over 10 years and I still haven't been there. I still haven't been back. But I cannot wait to go back. Me and the missus are actually going to be saving money in a little after we are doing something. We're saving money for something right now, and then we're saving money for it. Which I'm excited for it. She's excited for it. So probably in the next year or two, we are definitely going to be going to Japan for her first time, for my second time. We're gonna go and we're gonna explore and have some fun, and hopefully she's gonna enjoy it. But I had another question, is what is my favorite soft drink? I'll have to go with Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper has enough has enough flavor in it that kind of makes me want more of it. Especially since recently they have started doing different flavors of Dr. Pepper. So since they have the new flavors, the one that I do like was the creamy Dr. Pepper. Creamy Dr. Pepper just, it's an amazing taste. Like, I like it. That is a good one. I would not drink it because I don't like that flavor as much. But it is good. That flavor is kind of good. That's just... I don't like it as much because I had it too much. What's with the tree going down? Alright, going back down here. There was one question I did get a little while ago as well. At the time I couldn't answer because I was just getting off. Give me 1 second. Alright, I'm back. And this question was, what is my favorite map on all of Ark? Now, it does go in between probably 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, we can do drops later. But my favorite map overall that I like, and that is definitely Ragnarok. It's always the OG map that I originally started. I've always liked it. It's always crazy. Yeah, what I'm thinking is I'll go on there for a little bit later. If it does go down, that's afterwards. We'll definitely go and find some drops, because it usually takes hours after, like, probably about 6 hours after it drops for it to do it again at some point. So it should give us enough time to actually do it. Ooh, Bronto! Come here, Bronto. But, yeah, I'm gonna head over there anyway because I need to do a few things over there. Mostly because I need to grab those gigas as well as, or not gigas, cartridges. Let me grab the cartridges. But yeah, besides Ragnarok, my other favorite map would be definitely Australia. The freaking Greek map that is kind of like Extinction, but it's not, and it's one of the biggest maps on the game. And it's still not even complete. Which I am hoping when it is complete, it will stop shutting down its server several times. I'm hoping that. Besides that, another map, and this is one of my favorites because it was such a beautiful map. Beautiful design. The person that designed this map he did so well. He also did Ragnarok, if I'm correct. And this map is Theater. Theater was such an amazing map. Sure, you had to get runes to actually do the boss fights, as well as runes, or certain other runes to actually either like explore nodes in a way. You collected every single one, you can actually use the hammer. Which I know this week I'm actually going to be doing nothing but, or sometime this week is going to be doing nothing but explore nodes hunting. I might do some tomorrow, because it'll be kind of interesting to do. Tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow's my last day off from my little vacation. Dang it. Oh well. Oh wait, no. Tomorrow's not Thursday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Sorry, I'm getting thrown off because the missus had to go to work today. She usually doesn't start work on the week on Tuesdays. She starts on Wednesdays. Usually. So it's kind of throwing me off a little bit. But I also did have this one question. This one time, a little while ago, asking what is my favorite shoulder pet. At the time the question was asked, it was definitely Sinnohs. Sinnohs were such an amazing creature then. They still are. Like, they are still one of the amazing creatures. But now, I would definitely say it's the Draglings, especially summer Draglings. Spring Draglings are really good at certain points, especially for doing recovery of health fast. But that's pretty much all they're really good at for. But Draglings, all in general, like, they are such an amazing shoulder pets. Now, why I say they are such an amazing creature, amazing shoulder pet to have, is because they have this unique ability. If you do enough killing, you get enough experience for it, you can actually use that experience to get a Dragon Horde key. Dragon Horde keys are really amazing to have, especially if you're going to be going for nothing but loot. Now, me, the missus, and of course, my buddy here, who is probably still in here, Umbra, we'll do drops on the Greek map. We'll do a legendary one all the way up to maybe 35, maybe 45. Well, you did that one day. We all three had Draglings on our shoulders, and we just kept sharing the experience on a few creatures. Which we should do again, because all three of us having Draglings definitely helps to get a lot of loot. Also, you know you can go to Ragnarok and actually start building your little building if you wanted to? But besides that, Draglings are really amazing. Like, at the end of the day, we have to fill up maybe 2, maybe 3 RGs because they get black barred with all the stuff. If we do that many drops. There were times where I had to make 2 or 3 more vaults just so I could store more stuff away. It was crazy on how much stuff. It is definitely also crazy is because you get really good armor, weapons, ammo. You also get kibble and brews and all of that from them. It is so crazy how much loot you get from it. It is pretty crazy. But definitely when not Ragnarok, when another map comes out, which is Fear Dirt, when the Sinnohs come out, Sinnohs are going to be one of my go-to creatures as well to have on my shoulder, mostly because I like the gliding part. Yes, you can glide without them, but the problem is that gliding destroys your chest piece. It is such an annoyance to keep repairing your shoulder, your chest piece, over and over and over. It is so annoying. But it is such an amazing creature to have. The Sinnohs were so good to have. Because they have that. They can make you glide. You can fly a little bit. It's so easy to actually tame any kind of creature almost. The only creatures is actually a little bit harder to tame is the ones that are flying. Because you get hit enough time, they knock you off. You and your Power World, man. Jeez. There are 3 Brontos. I better go in her and take them out. Alright, we got 2 Hyenas, but altogether, I would say definitely those 2 were the best ones. Give me 1 second, I gotta go grab something. Nah. Alright, I don't know why that Hyena is stuck. There we go. Alright, so another question I have gotten one time is with all the shoulder pets and main big creatures, which abilities do I like from any of them? Now, this ability comes on to two creatures. Mostly because it is such an amazing ability to have. And it's called Hydro Boost. If you're near water, your speed is increased, your damage is increased, your defense is also increased. So if you're touching water at all, it is like so much damage you're doing. It is not even funny. The other one I would definitely say is, I would say it's what has the Otter's abilities have, where they can actually hold artifacts, but that's not the ability that I was thinking of. The ability that I was thinking of, and this ability actually helps you out if you're in a cold climate or even in a bit of a hot area, mostly a cold area. It actually helps you to survive. It keeps you warm, which is nice. Pyromanes also do the same thing. They help you with the cold as well as the heat. They keep your temperature balanced. So say you're on Scorched Earth, you want to actually explore, best bet, have a Pyromane. If you're on Ragnarok and building a base in the snow area, have a Pyromane or an Otter. Either one, they are both good to have. There's another map that has Murderous Snow, and this Murderous Snow is so deadly, it will kill you in a few minutes, and that was on Gen Part 1, Genesis. When Genesis came out, holy mackerel, it was insane. What was more insane is when it came out, that's when I started almost. I started on Ark a couple of months before that. And when I went to another map or another server on Ragnarok, me, the tribe leader, as well as a few tribe members at the time, went to another one because people were hounding them. And trying to move them out, which we had such an amazing spot, and I tried to get the same spot, but the guy is such petty on that server. He only had the pillars at the time. He was so petty, and he decided to build when I asked him, can I please build at the spot that I was wanting to build. He goes like, yeah, sure, I can do that, but I can't do it right now. I go like, okay, when can you do it? Tomorrow. Next day I come on, he's built a whole big base. I was like, you said I was gonna... I was like, okay, whatever. But the guys on this server at the time pretty much was hassling them, trying to be bullies, trying to get their spot, which it did work. Now, if it was me, I would have. If I heard this and I would be going, "Hey, shut the hell up! You don't know jack. If you want to go off at somebody, go off on somebody that really, really ticked you off. Don't just go off at somebody just because you want a spot." Because these guys said something about my tribe leader's partner at the time. Which is like, yeah. It does hurt. It does hurt for that. But you shouldn't have it to be controlling what you do on here. If they're forcing you to leave, don't listen to them. I had so many people try to force me off this island, trying to pillar all around my base, trying to send freaking titans into our yards to try to wipe out our base. And so many dang times when that happened, I'm going like, try that again. I dare ya. Because Wildcard removed their pillars. Titanosauruses, I eliminated within not even 30 seconds. So, and we're in a spot that I don't have to worry about gigas. So, they can't really do anything. And at the time, they can't really do anything to you when we were on that map, on that island. We were on Herbivore Island at the time, and we didn't have to go anywhere. We could have just stayed there. Herbivore Island on Ragnarok was one of the best spots to build. Because you had a good spot to actually get meat, a good spot to actually start building, because it is such a amazing spot to be building at. It was so good. Which was also kind of funny that the guy who made Ragnarok told Wildcard, "Hey, let's add a few things this time around." When Ragnarok was coming out, this for this arc. When I heard the stuff that they were bringing out, like bisons and griffins be able to be bred, I was like, this is gonna be awesome. Which was correct. It was awesome. They made the game so much easier to work on. To work on getting wyverns done, to get wyvern eggs. Like, if you get like a breeding pair of a griffin and you start breeding like there is no tomorrow, and get a good mutation out of it, you can actually be so well done. Like, you can get your whole taming list completely done with ease. Which is makes it so much easier. Griffins on this game made it so much easier. And when they allowed us to breed with them, or to make them where they could breed, like get a breeding pair and just start breeding, such an amazing thing. It's the same thing with basilisks. When they had them, we're like, hey, we're gonna allow you guys to actually breed the basilisks. I was like, wait, what? We could actually do that? there was a lot of creatures that it was not breedable on old Ark. Phoenixes, basilisks. What else? Griffins, of course. Wyverns also used to be not be breedable until almost until Crystal Isles came out, and it was out for, I would say, about a couple of months, and then they go like, okay, we're gonna allow you guys to breed all kinds of wyverns, because crystal wyverns were the only wyverns at the time where you can actually breed them. And crystal wyverns were also one of the amazing creatures to fly with. Oh yeah, snails. A lot of the insects weren't able to be bred. Dung beetles, the spiders, the scorpions. What else? What other insect that was? Oh, the centipede ones. The Aspergillus, whatever. The thing that shoots acid. A lot of the bugs weren't not able to be bred, and then when Ark said, "Hey," or Wildcards goes like, "Hey, we're gonna allow these guys. We're gonna allow this creature to breed. This creature to breed." First, it was what creature was it first to be able to be bred with? The first creature was where they decided to say, "Hey, we're gonna have wyverns be bred." A month or two later, they allowed bugs to be bred with. And then 4 months after that, they go like, "Hey, we're gonna allow rock drakes to be bred with." When I heard rock drakes, when they were able to be bred at the time, I was like, "This is awesome!" Rock drakes was one of my favorite DLC creatures. They were so fast. They were amazing creatures to explore the map because they can glide, they can climb, they can do the whole thing. They were such an amazing creatures. What other creatures that they allowed to actually be bred with after that? Because I know it was just the rock drakes. I think the rock drakes was the last one. And then they got into this game. In this game, they decided to allow, first, it was, what was it? What was the first creature that they brought in that you were allowed to breed with? It wasn't phoenixes. It wasn't griffins. What was it? There was a creature, but I cannot remember what it was. It was one creature that people has been begging wildcard. Can we breed? Can we breed if we have the opposite gender and get babies from them, get eggs from them? What creature was it? I don't think it was a water creature. It wasn't an underwater creature. It wasn't a flyer. I think this creature came out on, I believe, Extinction? No, Aberration. Now I remember. The crabs. The giant crabs. Oh my lord, the giant crabs, when they were announced that we can breed them. Holy mackerel, everybody was excited because those crabs were so amazing. You can pick up 2 freaking bloody Ankies, have 2 people on them, and just non-stop doing nothing but metal runs, crystal runs, obsidian runs. The works! And then afterwards, it wasn't on extinction. It was on extinction. What was it? There was a creature on extinction that they said that we were allowed to breed with. What creature was it? Actually, I don't even think it was a creature on extinction. I think it was when extinction came out. They announced that we could breed these creatures. Basilisk! But those were announced as well as on Aberration, so that was the other creature on Aberration that they said. I think they were doing that just to test to see how excited people were. And people were definitely really excited for both of those about the crabs, as well as basilisks that they were able to be bred with. A lot of people were really, really happy about that. I was happy about that. Because on Old Ark, we had to tame a bunch of basilisks to actually stay afloat. We couldn't raise them, we couldn't breed them, we couldn't have them with our own imprints, which really stunk. But extinction, there was a creature on extinction. What was it? Actually, I don't even think there was a creature that was on extinction that you could not breed with. But I know on the next map, which was when Asterio came out. When Asterio came out, that's when they announced. I think it was on the second part of Asterio came out. Plus also a couple of days before Ragnarok came out. No, it was a couple of weeks before Ragnarok came out. Where they announced where Phoenixes was able to be bred with. But before that, on the Extra Life event a year ago, they mentioned when Ragnarok were coming out, we will be able to breed griffins. When I read that, I always thought it was a joke. But then when Ragnarok, a couple of weeks, they kept saying it over and over and over. And a couple of weeks before Ragnarok came out, I was like, this had to be true. And then Ragnarok came out, and you see people go straight for griffins. Taming thousands of griffins or hundreds of griffins all at once, just going for them. And I was like, holy mackerel, how many griffins are these guys gonna be getting? It was hard for us to get them. Snow owls, yes. Gotchas, yes, they could have. I remember when Extinction came out, they were able to be bred with. Brontosaurus, yes. Gas bags, no. Gas bags were one of the creatures that could not breed with, yes. But the other ones, yes, they were breedable on day one. It was gas bags that they couldn't. I think they were having bugs with it at the time. I don't know, I can't remember. He killed the gator. I'm just hoping when... What was the other creature? Oh! Another creature. And this was on Genesis Part 1. Magmasaurus. Magmasaurus wasn't able to be bred with at all. Until Crystal Isles came out, they go like, hey, we have able Magmasaurus to be breedable. I already had a bunch of males and females at the time. It took us several hours to figure out how to breed these things. I actually thought of an idea. Hey, maybe let's try a fire wyvern to see if we need to use their breath to enable breeding. We did that, and then the line went up. It's like, okay, let's keep breathing the flames at them. Of course, we couldn't do it the whole entire time. It stopped, and then we lost it. It just went back down to 0. Even when it was 3 of us doing it. One wyvern would breathe, then the other, and then the other, and then right when it gets to where we need to do the 4th one, it goes back down to 0 because it didn't get enough stem to do it. I don't blame you. Magmasaurs were such a pain to breed. Oh my lord. They were good creatures. You can actually bring those into a boss fight and actually do very well. I remember one time I actually brought my top stat one into freaking the dragon boss fight. Alone. In Gamma. Holy mackerel, that thing tore right through it. There's another creature. Yeah, that was such a pain in the butt to deal with. There was another thing that you could have done. And thanks to these dragon hordes, you can actually get enough fuel to do it, because you don't have to make the fuel. You can just you can just do dragon hordes and get the fuel. Flamethrowers. Having the flamethrowers actually also helped. Or if you were, if you could have done it, do it. But this was such a risky thing to do, which I have seen people on Stereo to actually do it, which I'm going, why? Why do that? But then I thought, they have to be preparing for Gen 2 or Gen 1 coming out. But also, Gen 1, you can actually get a base in the lava area and actually do it that way. Oh, there was another creature that couldn't breed that I just thought of on Old Ark. Bloodstalkers. Bloodstalkers could not breed. Right when Magmasaurs were able to be bred, Bloodstalkers was able to be bred. Oh, I was excited for that when I heard that. Because Bloodstalkers were amazing. So freaking fun to swing around and all that. And you can hook onto a side of a freaking cliff and actually start shooting the freaking creature you wanted to tame. I tried that with the Giga. Bad idea! Because they have such a high range bite, it is not even fun. But there's that creature. Oh, I'm excited for Valgaro as well. Mostly because of one creature and one creature only. And we're both excited for that one because we both love these creatures. The Nauticus. The Fuzzy Raptors. They were so fun. Oh my lord. Getting a whole army of those things were fun to use. I cannot wait to actually get a bunch of eggs, hatch them, and start doing my own line of Deinonychus, because those things were so easy to raise. They didn't take long. They really did not. As well as Sinnohs. I tried to do that with Sinnohs, but of course, by the time I was actually working on it, what the heck? What is going on with the game now? Jeez, I just jumped across the river like it was nothing. I didn't even try to jump. But as I was saying, Sinnohs, they're easy to raise. Just need to get a lot of chitin. And I mean so much that, because they don't eat as much, but if you could raise a bunch of them, woo, make it so much easier. Choo-choo train. Oh, the train got damaged. What the heck? That's one thing we were going to be building on the other, on Ragnarok, is a train system. But there was another creature that was on Gen 1 and Gen 2, the Astro Whales. They could not be bred. They were kind of useless in a way. But I have heard rumors that they might be bringing them to be able to be bred with. And if they do, you could definitely say that a lot of people's servers are going to shut down so much because they were such glitchy creatures. Anybody who had those out would be glitching so much. What's another creature? Like, there was another creature, but I can't think of what it was. You know what? I'm hoping to actually do this when Fjordur comes out. I hope they do get removed because, one, they were useless creatures. The only reason you will have them is PvP. PvE, it was just, you only grabbed them because you wanted to flex. That's all. They were so annoying creatures. Like, they were so slow. They had turrets, they had cannons, but that's all. That's all they were good for. They were just good for attacking. They weren't good for anything else. But besides that, remember, Astro Dolphins were one of the amazing creatures to have, which they were. Okay, I saw something about the Giga TLC. TLC is Oh, okay. Yeah. There's actually another creature I cannot wait when Belgaro comes out, because there's two new creatures coming out Belgaro. There's that forest bear and that mega raptor. Oh, I looked that up on Old Ark, where there was modders that actually created that thing. Holy jeez, that thing is terrifying. I thought the sand gators were terrifying if you're on foot in the desert and you get trapped by one of those. I thought those things were terrifying. No, these things are more terrifying. Like, holy mackerel, these things were like raptors that got a growth steroids as well as steroids just to make themselves stronger. Like, dear Lord. They can be, yes. Death worms were definitely terrifying. Especially if you're in the desert and you're riding a creature that you cannot defend yourself. At the time, this was back on Ragnarok on the old Ark. Flying on a griffin, going for the desert drops, grab the drop, and then all of a sudden a death worm, not one, but two, came out of nowhere, started to attack me. I was like, oh shoot, gotta get out of here. What's that, griffin? But I got out of there alive. Don't know how. Then at that time, I go like, okay, I gotta use a creature that is good to defend itself, as well as it can handle those bloody death worms. So I kept using my wyverns, and this was before they were able to be bred. I had a 185 wyvern egg that I found. Ice wyvern to boot that I found and I raised. That was my go-to one over there on Old Ark. They're still my go-to creatures to use. They're still my go-to wyverns to use. I love using ice wyverns. Ice wyverns were such an amazing. Come on. Oh my lord. We are lagging so bad, so it might be crashing soon. But what was the other creatures that there was another creature. Oh, I think it was back when Ark first came out. Gigas. Gigas weren't able to be bred with. Because they were already powerful enough, they like, okay, we're not going to do that. Then they decided to say, hey, we're going to allow these to be bredable. Why not? which definitely in PvP PvP players definitely enjoyed it because one, those things were terrifying to destroy things. It just destroys an army of them. Okay. Those Sarcos are actually bugging my screen out a little bit, so I'm gonna destroy them. It's always the Sarco's tails that does that. Alright, we are almost at 3. We're almost going to be at 3 freaking Hyenodons completely full of meat. Yeah, we're lagging so much that it is taking forever just to do something. Yeah, it's just taking forever just to do one thing. Oh my lord. It tells me that this game is about to actually crash on me. Don't need to hide. I think 3 Hyenodons is plenty of meat. Okay, can you stop running around? And of course, you go straight to the water. What is the other creature? What was... Oh, right. Besides the creature, there was this one question that I did have a little while ago. What is my favorite Pokemon? What's my favorite starter? What's my favorite Sinnoh legendary? What's my favorite legendary? And what's my favorite of overall? So, we'll start with starters. Now, with the starters, it's a little iffy. Or it's between 2 starters. Charizard, of course. But also... What was it? Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil goes into Quilava. Or into Typhlosion. All the way that whole line. Gen 2 was the one that I first started playing Pokemon. Those are my starters. So pretty much, I would definitely say, Typhlosion is definitely my go-to one, because Typhlosion was my favorite of all starters. Now, pseudo-legendaries, I have to go with Garchomp. Garchomp is my favorite overall. I know some people would think just because I started with Gen 2, I would definitely go with Tyranitar. I never used Tyranitar in my playthroughs on Silver and Gold. Not once. I never used any of the Sinnoh legendaries. I used Typhlosion, Ninetales. What else? Pikachu. Not Dragonite. Gyarados and there was another Pokemon, but I can't think of which one it was. But yeah, Garchomp is my favorite Sinnoh legendary overall. My least favorite of the Sinnoh legendaries, I would definitely would say actually I don't know what my least favorite one is. A lot of Sinnoh legendaries were always my best one, or always my favorites. But my least favorites, I would go with Hydreigon. Mostly because he is 4 times weaker to freaking Fairy. Because he's a dark dragon. Fairies are good against dark and dragons. It is so annoying, but it's understandable that they wanted to do that. Now, favorite legendary. Now, this is a big iffy on the legendary Pokemon. But the legendary Pokemon I have to pick, it is a Gen 3. It is one of my go-to Pokemon into just about any of my teams that I use. Especially for my competitive team, if I'm able to use them. There were times where he was able to, and then there was times where he was never able to. In Sun and Moon, he was able to. In Sword and Shield, he was not. In Scarlet and Violet, he is sometimes available, sometimes he is not. They go back and forth sometimes. This is a Gen 3. It is one of my go-to and one of my favorites, mostly because it has 2 things. It has my favorite color into it, and it is my favorite animal variant of all times. And this is Kyogre. Kyogre is one of my favorite legendaries. Mostly because it is a freaking 2-fitted back legendary that creates waves, creates a freaking landmass with Groudon. That is a freaking giant orca, aka killer whale. But now, also, I did also get this one question about what's my favorite mythic Pokemon. But I'll get to that in a bit. My other favorite legendary, or not my favorite legendary, my favorite Pokemon overall. This is going back to Gen 2. Just because when I got this, when I first looked at it, I was like, this is so cool. I was excited. This was my very first evolved, because I was actually trying to evolve it into something else because it has multiple evolutions. Some of you guys probably already figured out which one it is. It's Umbreon. Umbreon is my favorite. I was playing one night, couldn't sleep, decided to open the game and decided to play a little bit. I've had this Eevee in my party for so long. I've been trying to find a Firestone because I wanted to get, or not a Firestone, a Thunderstone, so I can get a Jolteon. But I never got a Jolteon at all, which was fine. But when I got this Eevee, I had it in my party this whole entire time, battling with it, all of it. And I never knew about Espeon or Umbreon at the time, because at the time, I had no way to look it up. I had no book, no guidebook, no nothing telling me exactly what Pokemon there was. Until after I got this Pokemon, I was looking at it, I was like, this thing looks pretty cool. I liked it. I liked it a lot that I kept it in my party. My mom at the time, she looked at it. She's like, what kind of Pokemon is that? I'm going like, that's Umbreon. She's like, what is Umbreon? So I told her exactly how I evolved it. I was like, what time did you stay up that night? I was like, I don't know, like 11. She didn't even hear me play my game at all. She didn't even notice that I had lights on, which was kind of funny. So I was telling her that I evolved it when it was at nighttime. She was a little confused because she tried it on her copy, because she also got into Pokemon a little bit as well. Because every single time she would play it in the daytime. She tried to get Umbreon, but she kept getting Espeon. Then she came and asked me, like, what time of the day did you get that? I said I got it at nighttime. So when she saw it when I said nighttime, she was like, oh. Then she clued in on how to actually get it. Then she read the Pokedex. I think it says something about the moonlight. I don't remember exactly what it said on the Pokedex, but it's still pretty cool. Like, Pokemon was such amazing. It was one of my favorites, and it was by chance that I got it. So besides that, all the other Pokemon that I've gotten in the past was so crazy that I got them. I was also really excited. My other one was the shiny Gyarados that I found. But besides that, it was definitely Umbreon was my favorite. And when I saw its shiny form, when I got a shiny Eevee on Diamond and Pearl, I'm like, I like this even more. It's black with blue rings. It was such an amazing color scheme on it. It was... You couldn't go wrong with it. Like, you really could not go wrong with it. it was such a good Pokemon to do competitive as well as just do regular matches. So much lag. Holy mackerel. Oh, you want this character's imprint? I'm not imprinting these guys anyway, so these guys can just be okay. So those 2 springs are this character's ones, aren't they? Or is it 3? It's 3 of them. Yep. Now, I could just pop these 3 up and do it on the 2 times events. Which I might. I might do that. I actually got 100% on this thing and I was not even trying. Alright, so the other question is that I did get is what was my favorite mythical Pokemon? Now, it definitely went in between a few of them, because these few were amazing at the time. They weren't my favorite favorites, but these were amazing Pokemon. At the time, when I first heard about this one, this was my favorite, but it wasn't. It's not that one, but this one was my favorite at the time. Was Manaphy, Prince of the Sea. Oh, I love that title, the Prince of the Sea. It was kind of cool. The Pokemon was amazing. I never used it in competitive or anything like that, because I never had it until I got, what was it? Omega Ruby and something Sapphire, or Omega Ruby, I don't know. It was the remake of Sapphire and Ruby. But my main favorite mythical when I saw it on this movie, it was such a great it looks so cool. The shiny is also really cool. Zora, the electric cat, almost. The shiny I like because it's white. It is such cool looking creature, or cool looking Pokemon. I was excited when I heard about it, and when I saw the shiny part, I was like, oh, I like it even more. When I first heard about it, I heard about it when the movie first came out, or was coming out, and that was the Pokemon Power Within Us, or For Within. Yeah, I think it was For Within Us. It was such a good movie, such a wholesome movie. It had a lot of lessons to pretty much don't hold secrets, tell the truth, protect every life when it matters, and also look within us to see what can we do to change, to make our community, our friends, our family, everything around us, to make them feel like they are important. They have the power in them as well. at the time, I didn't know exactly until, or what it meant. That whole movie, what it meant, until I saw it the second time. And then I was like, you know what? I like that. I like it that how it's sang. I was really happy hearing it. You know, that actually brings it out. But I don't know. Do I like these gloves? Huh. Like, there are definitely gloves that I would definitely wear now. But besides that, but yeah, Zora is my favorite to this day mythical Pokemon. It is such an amazing Pokemon. It is crazy on how its Pokedex is actually says about it. It is so cool. If I had it on Sword and Shield, I will tell you exactly what it says about it. But actually, I do. But I don't have it on that game. Not at this moment. But I will in a bit. The other question that I do have is, do I have siblings? Yes. I do have 2 sisters and 1 brother. I have never met them. I would love to meet them, but I do not want our birth father in our lives, or in my life, because he has caused me so much stress in my life. He has caused my family so much stress in their lives. I'd rather keep the stress out. Do I know how old they are? In a way, yes. I had a few things that I'm not proud of that I did to try to get certain information. It is lagging right now. I'll keep that on so I know exactly where to go. Another question that I had before, and this was on TikTok. Do I have a partner, a wife, a husband? Because some people thought I was gay for some reason. I am with someone. She is my rock. I always call her my wife because we've been living together for over 2 years. We are not officially married, but we've been living together for the past 2 years. I'm happy with her. She is happy with me. We are engaged, so we are going to get married. One of her actually 2 of her family members does know that we are engaged, but says to everybody we are not. Which annoys me, but I'm not gonna start anything. I'm not gonna say anything about it to cause drama, because I don't like causing drama. I don't like having drama near me. So I choose to say nothing. Is it healthy for that? Probably not. But I'm not gonna say anything or do anything about it. I might say something one day and say, hey, I'm getting tired of you saying this, that we're not engaged, that you keep saying that I'm her boyfriend, which you know for sure that we're engaged, because she knows that we're engaged, or this person knows we're engaged. But yeah, it's just a whole lot of drama that I don't want to stir up, really. So yeah, there's that. I also had this one question. What is my hobby? One of my hobbies, and oh my lord, the controller is saying that it's low at power. I will change it in a sec. Because I'm also going to be getting off pretty soon. My hobby is two things. Gaming, but also photography. Photography is my go-to hobby. I love to go out and take photos of people, scenery, animals, just anything and everything. I just love to take photos in general. So yeah, there's that. I've always enjoyed it. Kind of relaxes me, but also gives me a creative side that I can bring out. Alright, we got enough meat for them. Awesome! Besides that, I would say that's pretty much a lot of the other questions that some people have asked. Let's actually change controllers because we need to. Give me a sec. But another question is, what time of year was I born? Now, I'm not going to say exactly what month or anything like that. I will say what was the season of that year. It was spring. I am a spring baby. I've always been a spring baby. So yeah. I was born in the spring. I enjoy spring weather. I don't like the spring allergies because, oh my lord, it's annoying. But yeah. The other thing is, where do I get my inspirations of my builds? This one was actually asked by one of my friends, because they saw my builds and they were like, where do you get your ideas on a lot of your builds? Now, the build here, you guys can already tell what kind of style it is. But the build right here, which is probably going to get changed a little bit, just a tiny bit. Oh, I see you there. So where did it go? I just saw it. There's one there, but there was another one. There was... Ooh. I did not mean to kill you. Seriously? Heavy hitter. I could have used that. I'm gonna unclaim it. That's annoying. But a lot of my builds, I get a lot of, well, the longhouse one, this is my own style of the longhouse. So pretty much, I got that inspiration by finding out that I have Viking in my ancestry. So I am part Viking. I was really excited about that too. I was always into Viking stuff when I was younger. I was in a lot of ancient stuff, like researching on ancient history, a lot into ancient mythology, all of that. When I found out I was part Viking, I was like, oh, this is cool. I like this. So I looked it up. Then I saw how a lot of the buildings were. They weren't like this in a way, where it didn't have a rounded end. But at the time when I built this, I didn't want to have a trouble with trying to build the dome part on the sides. But then I realized they made it a whole lot more better. They made it a lot more easier to work with. But still, I had fun building it. The hatcheries were both also Nordic designs. I am going to be actually re-editing a little bit of it. Mostly the ceilings, like at the very top. I will be changing a little bit of it. Also, did I make it out of stone? I did make it out of stone. I made both out of stone. Dang it. I thought I made it out of metal. But one of the other one is also the water pen, the water raising, the water hatchery. Also kind of bit of modern / Nordic style / also just my own style pretty much. Because Nordics never had the glass. The modern part was the glass, was the modern part. Greenhouse was actually the Mrs. design. And then there was this. In a lot of Nordics, as well as any culture you find, there's always a big circle of an area that had a lot of chairs all the way around to prepare for battle, to get ready to do whatever. There was a lot of stuff to actually do. I would need to get one of those things over here and actually hang on, I might actually have enough stuff in it. Getting off topic. A lot of the stuff is about history stuff, about how ancient cultures actually build their buildings and all of that. One of the designs that I did see and I kind of did like was Egyptian. Egyptian was one of the styles that I did like. It was definitely, that kind of style was one of my favorites. Because when I was younger, when I was a kid, I was always fascinated of how Egyptians build their pyramids, build their temples, and all that. And then I found out exactly how they got it built. In my head, I was like, well, that's not right. Why did they build it like that? Why did they have those people to build it? And I found out it's because it was their culture. It was just how they were. Let's do it for 30 seconds. Have this thing have enough time to get out. There we go. 0.5. Have this little robot come this way. The other thing was what was it? Another question that I did had was how did I start playing Ark? Now, at the start, when I first started playing Ark, it was because of one person at the time. This person introduced Ark to me, but he never taught me. He never taught me how to actually play this game. I actually learned how to do it myself. I learned how to play a lot of these games by myself. I did had a few people to teach me how to play certain games, but on Ark, I taught myself. Why aren't you doing your job? Like seriously, there's a lot of these things that need to be repaired. Like this. Why are you not repairing it? I guess I'm doing the robot's job myself. But I did had this person that brought me into this game. He introduced it to me. He said that there's dinosaurs. You can build bases. It's kind of like Minecraft, but better. And when at the time, because I played Minecraft for so long, Minecraft was that I liked it because I like to build. Building was one of my favorite things to do on this game. Then, when I found Ark, I was like, I can make so much better builds on here. It made me excited. And that you can actually have dinosaurs and all that, also made me super excited. I was super happy. I was super ecstatic that I can actually do all of this. I haven't put any freaking things on this. But yeah, I was so excited that there was dinosaurs that I could tame, could raise, could do battles with. I was so excited that I had a whole lot of fun. But I didn't realize how much fun I did had until later on. until I started to play. I never got taught how to build or any of that. I taught myself how to do it. When I learned how to do it, I was excited. I was having so much fun just building and finding my own design to build. I was having a lot of fun. And then when the missus came on, she also tried to build as well. I tried to teach her. At the time, she was getting a little flustered in certain points. Where are you going now? The longhouse doesn't have anything made out of stone or wood or thatch, does it? I don't think it does. Oh, you came in, you son of a gun. Alright. I don't know what this robot's doing, so we're just gonna have this thing to follow. No, I mean follow. Sorry, I meant follow. Yes, come with me. Oh, for Pete's sakes. It's not going to move. There we go. Alright. So... yeah, I got into this game. I'm still learning a lot of the stuff about this. I'm still learning on a lot of the stuff, which is fine. You gotta learn stuff on the go. Now, is it going to be a lot to learn? Yes. Is it fun to learn on this game? Oh yeah, definitely. I've always had fun with this game. I'm pretty sure anybody who has played Minecraft and liked dinosaurs, definitely try this game. It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, too. But, yeah. Another question is that I did have a while ago. And this was a question that I was not expecting at the time. I was still kind of like, well, this is out of the blue. Oh, it hasn't come down yet. I had someone ask me, do I play on Xbox, PC, Switch, or do I just only do PlayStation? I do all except for PC. I do not have a powerful PC to play games on. Well, technically I do. I just need to get it repaired. But overall, I mostly play on PlayStation and Xbox and Switch. Another question is, have I ever played any mobile games? Yes, I play Pokemon Go. I also play the Pokemon card game as well as a few other games here and there just to unwind a bit. So yeah, there are games that I do play. Mostly just to unwind, to relax, to have the works. The other question is that I did have. This was a little while ago. I can remember how, like, what it said. I think this question was asked about. I'm trying to remember exactly what it said, but I cannot remember exactly. This question was asked. Have I done anything against the law? That was what was asked. Now, they didn't say exactly what. Well, actually, they did, but I never answered that question. But to answer the answer it is pretty much just I didn't do anything against the law really. Okay, so it is sunk. As you can see, it's just moving down the way. Which, that's what I wanted to happen. Now, I have not really unalived someone. I haven't really done anything that extreme. The only thing I have done that is kind of extreme, and that was mostly just told a lie to someone. Oh, shoot. I did not mean to do that. I don't like it that they put this as where it gets demolished. It's so annoying. The one other question I did had, this was actually a couple of weeks ago when I did a live on, I believe it was on Twitch at the time. They did ask me what was my favorite thing from any of the bobtails. Creatures or items. Now, there are two things that I like of each. One thing was definitely the platform cart. Oh, I love that thing. That thing is so good to have. The other thing that, I also actually, I wouldn't say it's my favorite thing, but it's one of my, I do like it. But the one thing I do really, really like is this, the library storage. Library storage is one of my favorite things. You can put a bunch of blueprints into it and have it connected to your smithy, your forge, your whatever. You can have it connected to whatever thing, and you can have it specifically named a certain type of item into it, or specifically what storage type it is, and go from there. This thing was so good to have. It is ridiculous that how good it is. The other thing is that I do like is definitely two things, because they're melded into one. Is the G scanner as well as the embryo incubator. These things, oh my lord, both of these things together, you can do a lot of breeding and you don't lose the embryo if you forget about it. If you forgot about it a few hours after it is ready to pop out, you don't lose it. It stays in the machine and it just waits for you. Waits for you to hatch it. It is so amazing. Now, for creatures of the Bob's Tales, that was a difficult question to ask. One or to answer. One of them is definitely the Sand Gators, because they are fantastic to get flint. The other one is definitely the doggos, the armor doggos. I love those things. Those things are so amazing to have. Now, there was another question about what things do I like of another thing. And this thing was about this. About the Lost Colony. Now, there's one creature and one item that I do like. I do like the tech bunker, because you can make a bunker under the ground, which I love it. You can actually have your own separate storage kind of way. I love that. Or your own little breeding area. It is such an amazing thing. It is such a pain to make, and it's such a pain to actually make stuff, or to build it underground. But the creature, you guys could definitely hear them. It is these guys. These guys are such an amazing creatures. I enjoy using these guys. It's such an amazing creatures to have. And to have these guys all the time, to get dragon hordes and all that, is really cool. I do want to see what the winter ones do. What does the winter ones do? 10% damage resistance? Oh, what? That's what it does. Oh, this would be good for boss fights. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh my lord, what does the autumn ones do? Because I don't know what the autumn ones do yet. I haven't raised any autumns to actually see what they do. I do have an autumn, and I think I did raise it, or I am raising it right now as we speak. Oh my lord, that's just crazy. That is so cool. I like the springs. I also like because the springs is pretty cool because it boosts up the health. As you can see, health regen, so it pretty much heals faster. It heals a little bit more faster, but your stem is decreased, which is fine. I don't use my stem very much unless I'm using it for a flyer, which is not good for a flyer. It actually is really not good for it. I think I have an autumn one in here somewhere. Spring, 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 summer, spring, summer. I think I have nothing but summer and springs in here. Yeah, these are all summer and springs. These are all ones that I am raising that needs to get done. Because these are all females that needs to get done and all that. But those are dragonlings are my favorites. Are definitely one of my favorite creatures. They are fun to use. They are just in general fun. At this moment, ladies and gentlemen, we actually do have to get off because I do have to get some stuff done in real life. I did stream quite a while. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed doing it for you guys as well as with you guys. I know there was a lot of questions that I did answer. There's probably a lot more questions that you guys have wanted to ask. You guys could message me on here. Like, you guys could probably comment in my lives in the comments and ask me the questions there. I will do more Q&As once in a while. Probably once every month. I will do it to answer all your guys' questions, everything. To the best of my abilities. The other thing is, I will be doing another live, hopefully tomorrow, and we are going to actually do an alpha boss fight on the Greek map, and this alpha fight is going to be one crazy fight. I'm not going to go near it. I am just going to have the creatures just go straight at it. If they can actually handle it, awesome. If they can't, well, dang, that would stink. If you guys don't know which creature this is going to be it's going to be the Medusa on the Greek map. I was going to do the Willmaker eventually, but I need to get better gear and better creatures to handle it. Especially defense ones, like Stegos. I would need to get those things done first. I would need to get a whole army of those completely raised and ready to go in. Same thing as I'm going to be bringing those things into the dragon boss fight. Mostly because it's going to be kind of fun to do with them. Possibly. Hopefully the dragon doesn't wipe them out, because that would really stink. But at this moment, I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed doing it for you guys. Tune in tomorrow. We'll do the Medusa tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.